So you mentioned Google updates earlier, and I remember we made a video talking about how sometimes those cause problems. Wondering if you guys had any examples of times where Google update happened, they changed their policies, and a website got like
Shotgun. That doesn't happen as much anymore.
Like, if you go back, I think it was March of 25, if I remember, last March, about a year ago, basically, they released like what some people call like the anti-AI update, where they supposedly punished a bunch of websites for just using pure AI generated content. And you read stories of people like, yeah, my AI or my website just tanked because apparently the people who built it just completely used AI and I didn't know about it, blah, blah, blah. There are websites out there that I know were just 100% ChatGPT, even the verbiage, the images, everything were AI. They weren't affected by it. I honestly don't know who to believe there. It's like Google says they're doing this. It might just be a way to kind of corral people to try and get them to follow the right things and not rely so much on AI to pump out slop. But
I've never had clients gratefully do that because usually you deserved it. Like back in the day, back in the good old days, if you got creamed, you kind of deserved it. So you were like a lot of sites would buy spammy links. But when Google was just like in its infancy, it only just counted links. It didn't like care where they came from. And so yeah, but I mean, I always felt like if you do things that are kind of shady, you're gonna have to pay for it at some point. And so I've never really had clients gratefully tank. But we have had huge amounts of clients come to us because they were just broke. I mean, generally we get clients because they're in trouble, but it's usually just because whoever is doing it was either not doing any work or they were just doing like terrible work. It's been years for me since someone was just like, I was number one and now I can't find myself anywhere. It's been a long time.
So, lesson from this podcast, guys: what's done in the dark will always find a way to shine. So just make sure you're doing good work.
you would be surprised how many bottlenecks are on the internet. Like, if one major thing goes down, it just takes down half the internet.
AWS.
Like, yeah, AWS goes down, half the internet goes down. Cloudflare goes down, half the internet goes down. I think there was a point where they both somehow went down on the same day at one point. That was a dark day.
I remember that day. I was living in Vegas when that happened.
You just can't use the internet at all.
I actually just took the day off. I just emailed everyone, and then email wasn't working at some point too. And so I was just like,
Go
"Well,
home,
I'm out.
take a walk,
I'm good."
get some fresh air, touch some grass.
I enjoyed it. I wasn't even worried. I wasn't like, "Oh, the internet's gone forever." I was just like, "Whatever, they'll figure it out."
The day my daughter was born, so this was July of 2024. So luckily I was on paternity leave at the time. But this was the day that I think it was, I cannot remember what it was called. I was thinking about it just the other day, but it was some security thing in Windows Server. Somebody pushed a bad update from Microsoft and it basically resulted in you had to restart the server and it fixed it. But it did it for millions of servers across the world. And this thing took down like transportation terminals, airport things, hospital things. Like the network at the hospital went down while we were there. And we were like watching this on the news unfold. And I remember seeing things like, and this was on a Friday, by the way. And people are like, this is why we don't push code on Fridays. So the IT guys don't have to come in over the weekend and fix it.
How come so many things are built on those two infrastructures?
They're not. They're built separately, and then things get bought up, and then they ultimately get put on the same things. You see it all the time.
So AWS and Cloudflare, they're just servers?
I mean, they're services. Like if you look at AWS, it's Amazon web services. So it's like it's not just one thing; it's a bunch of things. They have these giant cloud server warehouses all over the world in underground bunkers and things like that. And some of them just happen to be bottlenecked at certain places.
I had to take a class on AWS, and it was maybe the most horrendous class I've ever taken in my life.
They throw amazing parties. I went to a couple of conventions for AWS in Vegas. One of them, they brought in, I think it was like 300 shipping containers and built like a castle. And then in there, it had this massive rave, and they're like giving away PlayStations, and there's like catered food and bars and like girls that are clearly not in the tech industry because they're way too good looking, like that kind of a thing. No offense to any girls in the tech industry, sorry. Like anyway, but I went there with my brother who's also a nerd, and I was like, this is too much money for any company, and this is just one convention in Vegas. I'm like, this is crazy.
No party like a Bezos party.